Welcome to part 2 of this 3-part episode of being Black, happy, and married. We sat down with the Duncans and the McClanahans and we talked about some crazy stuff. Yeah, it was crazy. Mo was looking for love at 21. I don't know. I just don't know. And Black realized that he doesn't have the biggest penis in the world and he's not the sex guru that, yeah. Anyway, just listen to last week's episode so you can be caught up on this week's episode. It's crazy. We get even deeper into the conversations. Just, yeah. It was a good time. Just listen, laugh, and love it. Laughter is guaranteed or your money back. And we don't have no money. So you just have to enjoy it.
About one another. That's Black love, too.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I like you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Quick question. So Black, with you, did that come from being with Sherelle? You with your, because now you got where you want the guys to express themselves and open up. Like that seems to be like a movement that you push. Do you think if you weren't in a relationship, you'd have been that way? Like, does being in a relationship make you open up to talk to someone, or were you always?
No, I think she gives me courage, to go out and do it. But I've always had the desire to do it. I mean, and it actually connects to what you guys were just talking about. TV didn't really have an influence on what I thought marriage was. I didn't really pay enough attention, or I don't think it stuck with me. I just always knew that I wanted somebody special beside me. I always wanted someone who I could share my deepest and darkest secrets with, because, I know how good it feels to have someone in your corner, man or woman. And I'm not saying in a sexual situation. I'm saying like if you have a best friend that you sat down and you told them, your deepest, darkest secrets, and they supported you, like that felt amazing.
That's real.
And so I always wanted to have and I think people in general, even if they don't want to get married, no one wants to grow old and not have that person beside them who they can share those experiences with. So sharing my all with her and seeing how safe it is, and so now I'm sharing with her my desires of wanting to help men, my desires of trying to get them to be more vulnerable and stuff. And in return, she say, well, nigga, what you doing? Like, go and do it. Go and get it done.
The way you talk to me.
Yeah. Don't even worry about what people gonna say. Listen, so that's another thing. I'm not worried about what people say, because I know I can always come home and she gonna be she got my back. She gonna champion me. So it really doesn't matter what the world says.
I think
we don't have no time to play it safe. Like, we are Black people. We are strong. Like, we are so creative. Everything that we do, another race tries to replicate it, right? Mm-hmm. We have so many different gifts and we have so many different purposes. And with him, he's basically played it safe his whole life, for real, because of what people will say. Not me. I'm like, I don't care what nobody gonna say. I'm gonna do it. If I fail, then I learn from it and I'll try something else. You know what I'm saying? I've had a dozen, maybe hundreds of things that I've thought about, and 50% of those I've tried and I failed at it, right? But I've learned from it. And so with him, I'm like, if we marry, like, we gonna be on the same accord as far as this hustle and getting this money and having our purpose.
I think there's a misrepresentation of me.
No, baby, you do. No,
listen what I'm saying, though. Listen what I'm saying. I said you give me courage to step out further, but you have to think. It's some of the things that I've done in my past that I had to jump out on faith. For instance, like Mambo Sauce. Mambo Sauce wasn't accepted by the DC community to come with an all original.
I'm talking about the feeling stuff now, though. I'm not talking about the music.
I'm talking about he played it safe all his life. Y'all about to have an argument on this show, right?
I don't give a shit.
That's
you know I'm
not. No, just go ahead, give it to us.
All the smoke.
I'm talking about more so of you being vulnerable to who you are, not just your craft, and you being creative, who you are as a person.
That's true.
To help other men, you know what I'm saying, and women to to own their truth and their pain and their trauma and stuff like that, because that's basically what we do, and that's what I'm talking about as far as that's concerned. I'm not talking about you being creative, and because you're extremely, like, I've never met anybody like you in my life, so I'm not saying it like that, and I don't want to take all the credit for your success. I'm talking about the things now that you are pursuing
doing that I wasn't doing prior to. I got
so
you.
just calm down. Don't let insecurity
Don't
let insecurity sneak in and take over this interview.
Hey, turn our mics off for a minute.
So let me ask you a question. While we are speaking of black love, why do you feel as though black love needs to be defined? If it needs to be a thing, because we do have to say black love when it comes to it. Because I don't feel like people believe in us being happily in love, and well, at least I haven't heard.
Why we gotta prove that?
I mean, right. I think me personally,
or is it social media?
That may be it, because
I think it needs to be said.
I
think it needs to be said and promoted so that the next generation will see
so our
that
kids
really
understand
exists.
it, so they understand.
Because the more that we, just do it in the dark, then they feel like they can do whatever the hell they want to.
That's true.
Well, I can't speak for other kids or who see it, but the kid in the house with us definitely sees it.
Yeah, but see,
definitely.
It's more.
So is
but
it
as a person, as a black person, we have more of an obligation to the kid inside our home and the kids outside our home, because we've been through so much. You know what I'm saying? There's so much against us that we have to also do things for them as well. And of course, this because all the
I mean, and it's crazy because just earlier today, one of the kids that I spoke to last Friday liked a picture of me and my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I get it, and I smiled at that because I'm like, he sees. You know what I'm saying? So
and the narrative.
Oh God, now I'm about to cry.
Does she have tissue?
This wasn't even the moment yet.
That's what I was. I don't get
that
this
wasn't
moment.
it.
But
But
I don't get this
But
moment
you know what?
right here.
Always cry.
But you know what?
Right.
You seen me at the open mic. She's talked to me on the phone and known me longer. So it's like Mo happy. He in a relationship. Like that's. I'm guessing where her mind went. I can't speak for her.
And it's the ugly cry too. It's the
That's my friend.
Cry,
She's happy for me. Thank you, Sherelle.
She's when I'm gonna say this because I don't think you know this. But when she found out that she was with Adrian and she found out that you was serious about Adrian and she got off the phone with you, she cried. And she was just extremely happy for you. She was saying he always wanted love and he found blah, blah, blah.
Are you
and
That's sweet.
I'm just letting you know. She really did. She cried for a long time.
That's what's
Yeah, she really did. So.
What were you about to say, Miss?
No, punk
I
ass.
lost my train of thought. I'm
Miss,
old.
Miss no, what I was going to say earlier, though, that I know...
No, I remember.
Okay. Go ahead, Cook.
No, but when you said social media, but it's not that. It's the narrative and the images that are put into the media, into movies, into everything else that our generation, the generations behind us see. Like, you don't even see happy couples. Like you said, there's no shows like Freshman. I'm like, so it is important for them to label it black love. Like, it's a thing. It exists. A lot of kids don't. I didn't come from no married house, and my parents fought. They went.
Me either.
I was fully aware of the custody battle. My mama was beating down my daddy's door. Like, I didn't see that. So it's important for kids to see that. Like you said, for young men to know it is okay to be emotionally available to a young woman, be open and honest with her, and that doesn't make you soft. That doesn't make you any less of a. It makes you more of a man.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's good.
Say it twice for the people.
Yeah, I think titling.
Yes, and the front, and the side.
Titling something allows it to be more prominent. For instance, the Black Men Don't Cheat movement. You know what I'm saying? People can get frustrated.
Is this a movement for real?
It really is.
It really-
It's not a joke.
See, that's the thing is that women.
On my timeline, it does look like a joke. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought that was a joke.
But
when
the
they
people,
talking about Mello and he's clearly cheating,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
He tried it, but that's
of course you're gonna have certain things, but it's some people it's some men out here that is really fully behind Black Men Don't Cheat, and it's some men who probably not cheating because of Black Men Don't Cheat movement.
Right, I can go with
That's
that.
true.
Yeah, so I
can
mean,
do that.
of course, there's gonna be some people that misuse it, and you know what I'm saying. But it's definitely helping out with monogamy for the black man in this time and age.
Shout out to the 20 people. So.
Exactly.
Y'all gotta stop, and y'all know it's not, but y'all know it's not just it's two meanings though. Do y'all know that? No. So it's black men don't cheat the way y'all taking it is, oh my God, yes they do. You know what I'm saying? But it's also a statement telling black men don't cheat.
Yeah.
Oh. It's
double-sided. It's double-sided, and people don't know that.
I love that.
I ain't even peeped that.
Yeah.
I normally peep that type stuff. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it's actually telling black men not to cheat.
You don't peep that.
I know, right? I'm slacking on my double entendres, man. No, one thing Sherelle mentioned earlier, and it made me think of something. What strengthened our relationship at the very beginning when we were being heathens and shacking up and everything was the support that was there in very trying times. So her mother was dying while we were dating. And I feel, well, you can say how that.
So my mom left me 2 years before she actually left this world. We were dating, and my mom was slowly losing her mind. And to this day, I don't know what was wrong with her, but I was taking her back and forth to hospitals. She was like, this hospital isn't real. That's not a real doctor. Like, these are the things she was telling me. My mom is a walk-in poster child for all these black health problems. Like, she had diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it, she had it. They're like, she's not taking her meds. They're like, well, here, this is for her mind. If she's not taking this, how am I supposed? But she was lucid enough to say, I'm the mama. No, ma'am, not right now. You're not. I had her committed 3 times. I had to have them take my mother away, like sit there with her and watch them police come get her, because she would drive to my house. She lived in Manassas. I lived in Oxon Hill by Eastover at the time. She drove to my house in the middle of the night and was like, what are you doing? Going to work and taking care of your grand. But like, she was banging on the door. She was loud. My parents were never together, like I mentioned before. My dad was like, I was on my way to work. He said, Adrian, yes sir, it's like 7:30 in the morning. He's like, your mother's here. I said, I beg your pardon? My father works on Andrews. Again, she lives in Manassas. He said, your mother was here. She was asking about you. I talked to her every day. The conversations got shorter, though, because it always ended with her yelling at me about something. It got to the point where I couldn't take her own grandchild to spend time with her. He's like, why is grandma always yelling? He's like, I didn't do anything. He was scared. Like, I didn't know what else to do. And then the last time, like, I kept asking, like, talking to attorneys, like, can I get, like, power over her medical decisions? They gave it to me the day she died. They gave it to me that afternoon. I went to see her, and they called about 12 times in the middle of the night, but I keep my phone on Do Not Disturb. I shouldn't have, but and it was like, she's gone. And I was just like, she was already gone, but and to still function and show face and go to work and be present for DJ and make up something as to why his grandmother is the way she is. Like, I just...
And for me, that being the first time I ever wasn't able to just physically put my hands on something and fix it into my life. Like, I couldn't make her feel better. I feel like I was helpful, but I couldn't fix it. Like, I wanted to take the pain so she didn't have to go through that. But at the same time, she was being there for me and didn't realize it. I was living with my grandmother, but I had a cousin there that was smoking PCP. And, like, he would just wild out in the middle of the night or at any time. So I wouldn't get a good night's sleep if I wasn't at her house. Or there would be, like, a guy that lived down the street, and, like, he has this obsession with dogs. Like, they're his best friends, and his family put him out. So he was, like, always in my grandmother's yard with the dogs. So she's calling me like, hey, this guy's in the backyard, so I got to leave her house, go handle that, come back. You know what I'm saying? But she's there for me. She's like, oh, my God, please don't beat that dude up. He's, like, so small. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pissed. Like, dog, you in my grandmother's yard. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even... That's when I realized her toughness. So, like, what she's going through, she still has the wherewithal to keep me calm and come get me. Do you need to sleep here tonight? Because I know you're not going to work with any sleep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then fast forward, we're already together. We're already married. Well, my father died. Now, it's crazy because most people have never seen me cry in life. I might have done it 3 times. So when my father died, everybody's like, Mo, you can let it out. And I'm like, I ain't holding it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, my father died 3 days before he turned 62. But the thing was, they told him he had 2 years when he was 50. if he didn't get a new heart. But he lived 12 years later. But he was on dialysis that whole time. So I kind of was prepared for it. So it was a little different for me than it was with her mother. Even though like her mother had been in the condition she was for 2 years, mine had been in the condition for 12 years. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm ready, but I think I was talking to one of my friends. I might have even talked to Sherelle at the time too. It's like you gotta open up to somebody at some point in your life. Yeah. And
that's a good point to make.
And there was a whole nother topic. So like seeing Black Stay, I'm like, you know what, like I think I keep stuff to myself because I don't want to hurt nobody else. If I get sad news, I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to go through it. Yeah. It ain't that I'm keeping it to myself to, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm really trying to protect everybody else, but I'm like, I can't be here to protect everybody if I done died from stress.
Mm-hmm. And truth be told,
I look at it differently though. I look at it as I don't want to hold it because this may help you.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. Know, yeah, truth be told, when you keep everything to yourself, you think you're doing a favor, but you're really being selfish.
Yeah.
Because you not sharing it with someone else, you may be a blessing to whomever that is going through. Like, ain't nothing new under the sun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever somebody going through, somebody else has experienced.
And nobody really want to feel alone.
Yeah.
Like going through pain and having to deal with like a sick parent or your child not doing what they're supposed to do in school, or even something going on in your marriage. Like I have so many friends that come to me that are married that the public looks at as goals, right? So many women come to me that talk to me about their marriages and how their marriages are not going the way they post about it. Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't believe.
I like that you said post about
you it. Would not believe. You would not believe. Like, but Black and I'm not posting about this nigga if I'm pissed. I'm not posting about him.
We know because you were ghost for a long time.
Yeah, I'm not posting about this nigga, but I will.
She lost her phone that time.
I will post.
What we gonna tell the people?
That was 2 whole weeks.
No, but I will post that we went through something. You know what I'm saying? Because I want people to know, like, because I feel like it is my. I have to do due diligence because our marriage was so viral that people look at it as a fairy tale, but they don't know that we have some shit. That really we have to get over.
And whole time we got the fairy tale wedding.
Yeah.
Whole time though. We don't argue with none of that.
They don't argue. I'm like, how do y'all relationship work?
You see Davina's face all the time. But it's dead ass. Like, we don't. I don't know why.
Well, you don't think we argue either, so I guess it's the same.
The difference is, you do when I hit.
Shout out to my cousin.
Oh, for real?
The difference is you do's not hit. You can ask her. She right there.
He hits it. Is this an argument?
He said, "Wait, is this what's happening?"
But I mean, she's here to vouch for mine. So
I'm super non-confrontational by nature.
I wish I could be like that.
And I get
but it's because when I do, it's bad. So it drains me emotionally. Like, so if we don't have to go there, look, let's just talk about it. What is it?
But how many times have we even had that moment to where it could have went there? I don't feel like there's been a bunch of that.
No, one of us is just like, all right, whatever. Like, because it's never that deep.
Ever.
Like, I don't
even see what other people argue about, to be honest.
I do.
I don't.
I do. When you have two very strong personalities.
No,
yes, I do.
I just wanted to have an argument on air. Go ahead. For the record.
Why are you like this, yo?
So, question. Do you feel that one person can satisfy all your needs?
I feel like I know. I feel like
what do you mean? Like, I don't understand.
Whatever it is.
So I think this is a lot we were talking about yesterday. Remember we were talking yesterday in the kitchen?
Oh yeah.
This kind of pertains to that, right? So I feel like it starts with the person, right? So we value happiness, right? So what we had to learn, and with me, because I am prone to slip into a depression just because of like past stuff and all that. So I'm prone to like slip into depression and just stay in the bed for days and not come out, not talk, not do anything. He's not really used to seeing me like that. Well, now he gets it, but before he didn't know that side of me, because at first we were just going over each other's house, kicking it. But now that we're married, he sees every part of me. And so we had to come to a realization. I had to tell him one day, I'm like, you have to stop taking this so personal. This is something that I have to take care of. I have to do this. This has nothing to do with you helping to fix me. This isn't about you. This isn't your assignment. This is my assignment. This is me. This is my heart, my thoughts, how I feel. I love you for being here to support me, but in these times, I just need you to support me. I don't need you to get frustrated because you don't know how to fix it. Because then when you get frustrated because you don't know how to fix it, then it becomes an issue with you and I. So now I not only have to mentally and emotionally deal with and break this barrier of this depression that I have, but now I also have to worry about, is my husband okay? Because now I'm not okay. And I told him, like, I feel like that's very selfish, but then I also had to realize is that he's not used to seeing me like this.
Yeah. He didn't know what to do.
He didn't know what to do. So I can't be mad at him. I just got to walk him through how, when I get in this, or before I even get to this, how to help me before I get to it. So he's been doing a really great job of that. It took maybe like a year and a half for him to like really get to a point where he was okay and wouldn't get frustrated or angry because he couldn't help. And so now he'll just be like, when he see me about to like slip or he can feel it, he'll just be like, let's go take a walk. And we'll walk every morning because he know if I don't get out that house early in the morning, it's over for me. Yeah. And I'm gonna just go deeper and deeper into it. And so he just starts saying, let's go take a walk, instead of him getting frustrated with me like, what's not really yelling, because he doesn't yell, he doesn't get uptight, but he'll just walk real fast around the house and slamming stuff, that type of stuff. And that type of stuff blow me. So I'm like, now you mad at me for dealing with this sickness that I have, and I don't even know why I'm sick right now. I don't know why I'm depressed right now. I don't know what has triggered me. And so he's doing really good at that. So I think that if you are happy, if you feel good, that person will be a bonus, and they will complement the things that you already need, and they'll give you things that you didn't even know you needed. Yeah. So that's how I feel about it.
I mean, she kind of, we had this conversation yesterday in the kitchen because I was watching Will Smith, the second part of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett's Red Table Talk. And he said,
that was real. Yeah, that was a real good one.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah, y'all gotta watch it. Yeah. It was on her 40th birthday or something, and that's when their marriage really went downhill. And then one day he came home. One of the most powerful statements that I heard him say was, he said, "You know what? I retire." He said, "I retire from trying to make you happy. You are free. You are free to walk out of this door and go find your happiness. Do whatever you have to do. Whatever you have to do. But you bring your ass back in this house happy." That's what he said. And I was like, yo, that is so powerful. Yeah. Because truth be told, I am not responsible for her happiness.
You're not. Yeah.
And that's hard to believe for some people, but I'm not.
It's hard to deal with.
Yeah, I'm not responsible for her being happy. I'm responsible for adding to her happiness. But if she has dealing with something, and me too, if I'm dealing with something within me, it's nothing that she can do. She can support me, but if I don't do the work, if I'm not introspective, if I'm not, diving deep into myself and healing and all of that type of stuff, then it don't matter. It's nothing that she can do. Yeah. So, I mean, as it relates to your question, I don't think there is one person that can satisfy me. I think it's me that can satisfy me.
Oh. That's what I was going to say. The void that's left from whatever your spouse doesn't satisfy is up to you to fill.
Yeah.
So how do you pick a partner with saying that? Like, what is it that you need, or you have found in a partner that completed you to be able to
that
be married?
I don't want to talk right now.
I was serious.
We know.
I think it has to. I just think it has to.
Speaking of the D, do you believe in monogamy?
I do now. It took me a while though. Like I told y'all, I was planning on traveling the world, having a different dude in every state, so I don't have to worry about his own. His
God,
yeah, like that was just my thing. But I can't imagine having to, like earlier when he said there may be someone out here that connects with my wife. I don't even want to have to explore that option, because if I find somebody or if I meet somebody,
but you were talking in regards to a male. It could go both ways.
I don't listen. I don't need no
she
bitches.
Talking about him, man.
Oh, you said what happened?
I'm talking about.
Oh, you were okay.
Like monogamy, period. Like, is cheating with another female or is it just with another dude?
Oh, if I go out and eat some coochie, then I cheated. Like, if he go out and he mess with another girl.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Trying to clarify.
I thought she's about to say it. Never do. Now, I agree with her, but this is the thing, man. Like, my train of thought is different, and she knows this. I definitely believe in monogamy. You know, I don't want any man with my wife or whatever. But I'm in love with my wife's mind, body, and soul. Right? Everything gets old. Period.
He calling you old?
No, what I'm saying is,
talking about. He's saying that he think my coochie gonna get old.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. I mean, everything.
Cheryl.
He gonna start fucking Cheryl. Then I'm gonna put on that damn wig and I'm gonna say, "Oh, Cheryl coochie getting old."
But that's new. But that's not.
Yeah,
that's new.
Then put it on him like Cheryl would.
Real,
that damn
like,
wig.
Yeah, but the thing is though, is that sex is not the top priority in my marriage. So even if that gets old, I still got I said mind, body, and soul. I got the mind and the soul there. You know what I'm saying? So I can, I'm cool. I'm there.
So you only think about cheating as sexual relation?
No.
So everything else is on lock, so you're not worried about it, is what you're saying.
I don't understand the question.
So you said mind, body,
and soul.
Right. So you said the mind and the body, or the mind and the soul are on lock. So the body, No,
I'm not. The body's on lock too. What I'm saying is, I will never get tired of her mind. Mm-hmm. I will never get tired of her soul. Those things continue to grow. Mm-hmm. So she's going to be a new person next year.
Yeah.
And 5 years from now, and I have to relearn that person. That's exciting for me. Yeah, the soul as well. That's exciting for me. The coochie gonna be, I'm gonna
work on it. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna do all these different kegels.
I knew you were gonna say that.
The balls. I threw my kegel balls away, but I'm gonna get them back, baby. So I can keep renewing my coochie too, so you can grow with it.
That's all I'm saying.
Do you guys believe in monogamy?
Oh my
Absolutely,
God.
I do.
Oh my God. It's not gonna be as deep as that conversation with us, but yeah, of course, like.
Adrian, you better do them kegels, okay?
Okay.
And get a wig.
Yes.
I need a wig.
I mean, let's be
straight. Find a wig.
Hey, let's be honest. The dick gonna get old too. And for real.
Not till later though.
When the dick get old, it's like, look, I'm not working today. Let's just be real.
For real.
That's why those other things are so important.
Exactly.
But see, the thing is, like, I'm assuming everyone's had sex before marriage, possibly.
I'm a virgin.
Yes.
There's a small percentage of the world that. So the thing is, I feel like everyone's maybe had casual sex, and it ain't the same as being married.
Yeah.
You not being in love, having sex, the lust is different. You could hate that person the next day and never talk to them again in life.
As soon as you
come
out, I'm like,
you get mad.
Going home.
I gotta work. I thought you work in the morning. Now
whole time you get mad at
you got a night job.
I'm calling you Uber. But whole time you get mad at your spouse, that very thing can actually fix because you're willing to do whatever for them at that. You know what I'm saying? That other person,
and you're in love with the soul and the mind.
Yeah, I'm not the India Ari that he is.
I don't believe in monogamy.
You don't?
No.
You don't believe that you could do it, or you don't believe it exists?
Both.
Oh, she's different.
I like that.
I don't.
That's where sister wives come from?
No, I don't believe. I think She's speaking for her cousin, okay? I honestly don't believe that my husband, we said his name a couple of times, but I don't believe that he will never be attracted to another woman.
But that's not monogamous.
I'm about to say, no one ever said.
No, that's not.
Why?
No, I don't.
Because
being attracted to
human.
Y'all just said it,
Think
right?
Being attracted to someone else.
Different. Yeah,
being attracted to someone else. I said it the other day. Somebody was sitting right here looking
at Not even just having sex though, but I'm like,
it's a temptation. Temptation doesn't have anything. So this is when monogamy comes into play with temptation. I know Black will be attracted to other women because we're human, right? And women are beautiful. I'm attracted to other women. I'm attracted to other men. I know he's not. He's attracted to women. But the part that comes in,
that's like the second time.
Let me clarify that.
The part where the monogamy part comes in is what you do with that temptation. Do you act on it? Do you shut it down?
It's a choice every day.
Everything is a choice. Do you shut it down? For real, he may look at a woman and may
I don't know if he will never be with another woman other than me, and I don't know if I would never be with another person.
But would it be by choice, or would it be because that you guys are just not there?
No, this is the thing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut.
No, you good.
I think hey, it may.
I'm honest about it,
and that's
very
cool.
honest.
I don't think that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I can tell you this:
they're very valid.
No one will ever have your mind and your soul.
Oh, hell no!
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like we put all of this placement on on the body part.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's people that are happily married. Man, I got this one dude, a friend, who we went to Mambo Sauce was performing. We went there or whatever. It was a concert for what do you call them things when people be
swingers?
Yeah, it was a swingers joint. We in the joint.
I bet that was crazy.
Yeah, it was super crazy. We in the joint. My man, he started feeling on this girl. She was like, well, you have to ask my husband, can you do it? He asked the husband. The husband was like, he was cool, right? And so the husband got my man's phone number, and then a year later, the husband calls him up and says, listen, I want to give my wife a surprise for her birthday. And brought him over. And,
that's dope.
And the wife's girlfriend.
That's dope as shit.
The wife and the wife's girlfriend came in the house. He was in the bed. He told her, look, I got a surprise for you in the room. The both of them went back, had sex with the dude. He got up and left out, and that was it. Now, with that being said, like, that's a strong ass marriage. You gotta think.
I think that's dope.
I don't think that's breaking the laws of monogamy either. Like it wasn't cheat. It's like a permission slip was signed in that situation. You understand what I'm saying?
You gotta define what cheating
is when it's secret. It's a secret. You're holding a secret.
I thought monogamy just means that you
being with one person.
Yeah, like sexually. I thought monogamy.
I thought monogamy had to deal with sex. Being that I'm not married, I thought it had to deal with the sex.
But based off of what you just said, adding the mind, body, and soul. So to me, then that's like if you're entertaining someone else, it's like, you know what? I'm attracted to their mind, and I'm starting to like them emotionally.
That's what the problem.
I think monogamy
and there was never sex involved.
Non-monogamy comes with the time.
That's a poly relationship. So it's monogamy. Then you have the polygamy relationships where you can have sex with other people and go as far as marrying another person.
Well, I think with polygamy, if you marry someone else, then you're giving both of them your mind, body, and soul.
I ain't talking about polygamy.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about that.
I think when we talk about monogamy, everybody always bring up sex. Like, sex is the main thing when you're talking about monogamy.
Yeah, that's germs. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Germs. Okay? Okay? That's what it is. Germs. Don't take nothing, don't leave nothing. That's germs. That's what we're talking about. I'm just saying. Okay. That's what I'm talking about when I say monogamy and what I expect.
I think that your feelings are very valid, and I respect you.
I mean, I don't know because we've never acted on them. You know what I mean? It's just like I keep my mind open. It might be that I never want to be hurt. So if I prepare myself, like,
I think that's what I was about to say.
She a badass bitch, so go do your thing.
So do you think it's something that you accept or something you're dealing with if you have to deal with it?
Ooh.
I don't think she went that far.
Oh, I don't know.
I think sometimes
I just say just bring her home. That's it.
Just to say you don't get hurt in the end.
I mean,
so
we can tag team.
The secret's missing.
I think a lot of times
tag, you're it.
I think what happens is for me, why I feel like your feelings are valid, and this is me honestly speaking. I think me feeling like that, it comes from my insecure place, right?
That could be it too.
Before Black, everybody that I was with cheated on me. I had to deal with multiple women pregnant when I was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, and telling me that they were pregnant, and because I was known as Sherelle LaBelle, it was easy to find me. It was easy to deliver this information to me. Through everybody that I've ever dealt with, I've always dealt with like a strong, like I've been cheated on so bad, right? But with Black, you know, and before, Black cheated in his relationships but one. And so me feeling like, yeah, your feelings are valid. It may be coming from my insecure place where I'm like, we have to protect ourselves because we never know what they may do, no matter how much they say they love us type situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I just thought of something. How it could, I thought of both sides too, how it could strengthen a relationship. If I see someone that I think's attractive, I'm telling you, and I'm telling you what it is that I see that's attractive.
Yeah.
Like, is that something you could add to your repertoire? But then on the flip side of that, am I then trying to turn you into that person? So then it's like
just what you like. And why do we have to fight it?
Like this, yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and if you're secure in your relationship and you know that person is attracted to him, you know that they don't got shit on you. You know, like there's no way that she gonna leave me for that person, you know.
Like Alicia Keys don't want you.
Yeah.
But like, can that bitch?
And now she looks like Nanny McPhee, so I'm
Somebody's a hater.
Oh yeah, you're laughing. Told you. We told you would laugh. We guaranteed it. And if you didn't laugh, then you're just not a good person. So you got to get your money from somewhere else. Anyway, this is part 2 of a 3-part episode. Tune in next week for more tea, for more information, for more love, Black love, all that good stuff. Yes, there was so much said in this episode. Shh, because what happens on the internet stays on the internet. Again, make sure you follow us at A Podcast About on all platforms. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you click the link down there. It's like there's no link and you can't see me, so yeah. Anyway, we love y'all. APAN Tribe, we out.
I do have a past. I done broke some hearts before. They said we don't draw the rules. Not the honors everywhere on my